What's up, everybody?
We're back. Year two. Year two.
And on the channel this time. Hello, everyone. This is Pushing 10. My name is Matt. I'm here with Scott. We are in the beginning of movie award season, and that gets our juices flowing. And of course, we have to talk about what's happening. The Golden Globe nominations have been announced. They were announced yesterday. You guys are watching this. It's Tuesday afternoon. Now we were just discussing before getting on here that we didn't even think the Golden Globes were going to happen. Earlier this year in 2021, they had last year's Golden Globe awards, and since then, a lot of Hollywood and even NBC, the broadcasters usually present the Golden Globes, said we're not going to be showing it on TV. And actors and many of Hollywood have said we are going to boycott entirely.
Yeah. Cruise returned his Golden Globes. There's controversy with like the race and members and membership in the Hollywood Foreign Press. So
yeah,
this what people on Twitter and they were calling this was HFPA 2.0, and it was a complete overhaul.
Over the last 8 months, they've recruited new and diverse reporters to join the governing body of the Hollywood Foreign Press, and no one from Hollywood has said. I don't think they've said, "Oh, you have? Well, we're going to come back then." NBC has not said, "Oh, you have? Oh, we're going to broadcast the awards." So far, as far as we know, there won't be a broadcast. It's likely, since they have a YouTube channel, that they'll just do it on YouTube.
That's what I assume, and that these will air in January, and I'm fine with if they just get like they had Snoop Dogg, which is shocking to me. They had Snoop Dogg read the nominations. Had trouble with Affleck on that too. Funny enough,
which was hint number one that nobody is coming back from the boycott.
Yeah, yeah. And then with Snoop, I mean, as soon as Snoop came, I'm like, okay, clearly they're like, we need to go get someone who's like likable by the kids and the older people and the whites and black people, and like who's the one guy who hits it all, and it's like lovable. It's Martha Stewart's friend, Snoop Dogg. Right. So having him there, I'm like, oh, he's a pretty good buffer to get people back and be like, this could be fun, right, guys? But as we were saying, if they do this, it's kind of fun because we're a special breed. A lot of people don't like award shows. I know certainly like my wife Natalie does and her mom does, but like her father thinks they're silly, they're stupid. Why would I watch this? And you hear the jokes, the dinner and that, and they just, for years the HFPA only wanted to hang out with celebrities, right? That's why they were there. It was dinner and they get a gift basket. I love it. I know you do. But if you're just going to have people come out and the winner is, and it goes to it, and maybe they FaceTime in, maybe they send something, maybe they send a message or they accept it on their behalf, that could be cool. You could do a nice 90-minute thing on YouTube.
I mean,
and do the show.
They did the 90. I don't know how long that episode was. The year of the writer's strike. It was Queen Latifah at a podium saying, "Winners,
great,
congratulations. Here's some commercials," and NBC broadcast that one.
Cool.
Let's
get into it, pal.
Yes. So the nominations for the 79th annual Golden Globes have been announced. And like you said, these will be aired in early January of 2022. And we are going to talk about the nominees. We'll start from the top. Best Picture, Drama. The nominees are Belfast, Coda, Dune, King Richard, and The Power of the Dog. I've seen 3 of the 4 or 5.
I've also seen the same 3.
Yes. Did you see Belfast?
Yes. We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that I saw it, and then you said, or I said,
we were talking Dornan and Hines, which we'll get to later. But yeah, I've seen Belfast.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I've liked the ones I've seen. I'll be seeing Coda and The Power of the Dog as soon as I can. I think Power of the Dog is on Netflix. And Coda will be on the Apple Plus month membership that I join up for award season. Any surprises, you think?
No,
Perfect
that's
picks?
fine. Yeah, what were we going to go to? That's fine. I've heard a bit more about Coda, and what do I want to think is a snub in no movie that I think is getting a little bit, I guess I should have had my, one sec, I got this open right here. The one, so The only snub, I guess, but I think it's peaking at the right time, is The Lost Daughter. So now The Lost Daughter on a lot of stuff. Okay, so when the Oscars come out, what I said to you is, I'm like, Belfast is the clear front runner. I did think that West Side Story may have overtaken it, but what we talked about, I thought West Side Story would be this big flashy film to get people back into the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was an incredible bust. People will be talking about how little West Side Story made, and it was kind of tepid response with the Golden Globes. We'll see what the Academy Awards think, but I think The Lost Daughter is going to be that movie that peaks once the Globes into the SAGs with a lot of steam there. So I guess that's the only thing. That, and I guess House of Gucci went
Right.
like
Yes.
almost nothing. But and didn't, what's the one? So there's a few. What did Last Duel? Didn't that got nothing?
That got nothing.
Okay, I was going to say, so those two as well. I saw Last Duel recently as well, and it's probably one of my favorite movies of the year. So I guess any of those could have taken Coda, but between Power of the Dog, huge front runner, King Richard, I'm incredibly glad. We'll talk a lot about King Richard for a lot of reasons, and Dune and Belfast are slam dunks.
Yeah. Moving on from there, we have the Best Picture for Musical or Comedy. Cyrano, Don't Look Up, Licorice Pizza, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story.
I think I could have called these five. These were five that there was not one surprise here, and I don't think that I'd replace anything with any of them. I think
not In the Heights.
Oh, maybe that, but even then, when you look, maybe In the Heights over Cyrano. But here's the thing about In the Heights: West Side Story does everything In the Heights does better, and Lin-Manuel Miranda was associated with In the Heights. That was his first play he wrote, and he did the music. He directed Tick Tick Boom. So, it's two birds with one, you know what I mean? Like everything. And then Cyrano is, I think Dinklage will be a lock for an Oscar nom with that. I'm fine with that. Just because, like I said, In the Heights is a New York racial film that kind of West Side Story does better. So.
Don't Look Up and Licorice Pizza have not been widely released yet, so we haven't seen those. But since they're getting praise from the Golden Globes, they must be good, right?
I'll say the reviews for one is up here and one is down here. Licorice Pizza is getting outstanding reviews. I've only seen one really negative one that I guess a huge part of it can be controversial upon mainstream audience. There's a really big age discrepancy with one of the romances in the story, like a young boy and an older woman. I'm sure that plays into the film, but otherwise it's been universally acclaimed. Don't Look Up is getting ethered. Don't Look Up comes out on Netflix on Christmas Eve. It's in theaters now in the States, but Netflix widely on Christmas Eve, and it is getting destroyed by critics for its storytelling, for its like main themes, and the fact that it's like 2 hours and 40 minutes long. People are, and it's like a satire, but it's just like, apparently most of it is just beats the same joke for the whole film. So that one's getting crushed, but it's got a lot of star power behind it. So it wasn't a surprise that it was.
Moving on from that, we are going to do Best Actress in a Drama Motion Picture. The nominees are Jessica Chastain for Eyes of Tammy Faye, Olivia Colman for The Lost Daughter, Nicole Kidman for Being the Ricardos, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, and Kristen Stewart for Spencer. One, I didn't like Kristen Stewart for Spencer. It was over the course of the year, it's been pretty much said she's going to get a nomination for this and an Oscar. I saw it. I was not happy with her performance. I didn't like the movie.
A lot of people didn't like the movie, and I say this to Natalie as well too, because we're like 2 months ago, we're like, oh my God, the Oscars this year are going to be Will Smith and Kristen Stewart. And we'll talk about that. Kristen Stewart comes out in a Vanity Fair article and she's like, I don't give an F about winning an Oscar. You want to know how you don't win an Oscar? By saying that. Like, just so now, and I think between that and the lackluster response to the film, there was a lot of controversy behind the depiction of Diana in it too, as well as like it kind of came and went. I'm like, I don't know. This is a really fun category. Olivia Colman might be the greatest actress of our generation, like
Sure.
in the last like 5 years. Like, I think this movie is going to be the one to watch leading up to it. I think it's going to gain a lot of steam once it like really kind of hits the circuit. Maggie Gyllenhaal's the director. She's a name. It's got this Dakota Johnson, who's done good work as well too. I think it just won the Gotham Awards or Ensemble New York Film Fest Awards, something of that, like a week ago. So it's definitely the one to watch. I did say between the Globes and the Oscars, no one cares, right? So you need to do something that stars are associated with. And we'll get to the lead actor part of it as well, too. But I don't know. Do you just get nuts and give it to Gaga? Because that's what people want? Like,
Right.
Gaga winning the acting award for her performance. It's just like, is that what people like? Do they look at that and go, this is what is going to get people talking?
Now, I think, doesn't she have one? Didn't she get one for
Yeah, she
American
got one
Horror
for
Story?
American Horror Story for acting.
Yep.
That's the famous gif when she pushes Leo. Remember?
That's right.
So yeah, but like, yeah, winning for what was that? The Hotel season or for House of Gucci.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll do predictions closer too. But
Sure.
I guess kind of like I think 4 of these will probably be the Oscars, with Chastain probably being replaced by maybe somebody in the comedy one.
And just to go back to House of Gucci, this is its sole nomination, the only one.
That's another divided movie, especially. I mean, you can think what you want about a lot of the acting performances in it, and we'll talk a lot about them. But yeah,
Being the Ricardos will drop soon on Prime.
I think it's the 21st or 2nd. Like I said, I heard it's in. We've talked about this. To be eligible for awards, it has to be in one theater in New York and one theater in LA. And it is showing. It showed on Friday. They had their premiere last week, and I've heard nothing about it. But you have Nicole Kidman playing Lucille Ball and Javier Bardem playing Desi Arnaz. They're both Academy Award winners. It's directed by Aaron Sorkin. He's an Academy Award winner. There's clout behind it. Just playing, like, you know what I mean? Playing historical figures with weight behind them, and you have weight to carry it, it'll get some traction, right? Just the names on paper will carry it.
And Jessica Chastain has 2 nominations this year. She's also nominated for a TV role.
Yeah, Scenes of Marriage.
Okay, next up, Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, Mahershala Ali for Swan Song, Javier Bardem for for what's wrong?
Oh, no, Apple TV Song that you can watch.
Javier Bardem for Being the Ricardos, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog, Will Smith for King Richard, and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth.
I texted you, and I am glad Mahershala Ali got this. Mahershala Ali has 2 Academy Awards in supporting.
Yes,
this is a big deal. This is his first leading film role for Swan Song. I had not heard about Swan Song until I saw a preview for it before a Ted Lasso episode. I have Apple TV, and I watched Ted Lasso, and they showed it. And it's about a man with a severe illness who is going to die. He has like 6 months left to live. So he signs up for this procedure through Glenn Close where they can clone him, but then he has to die, and the clone will go live with the family. Seems like a normal concept. You've probably heard it a million times. It's been in stuff, but it's very emotional. And as he's saying goodbye, you see in the trailers and stuff like that, and you ultimately don't know what his decision will be. And I'm like, man, this is Mahershala Ali's first leading role. This looks incredible, and he's going to carry it. So to see that he got a nomination for it as well, too, I'm just like, man, my guy delivering. But I'm riding that Will train. We're riding Will train right to the Oscar podium. So give him all them awards, please.
For Will Smith, absolutely. I saw King Richard, and I saw that the same day as, did I see? Yes. Similar to you, you saw Ghostbusters and King Richard the same day. I did that as well on a different day, and I enjoyed King Richard more than I liked Ghostbusters.
I saw King Richard, Ghostbusters, and Tick Tick Boom all in the span of 12 hours, and King Richard was my least favorite of the 3.
King Richard was the least? Yes, that's what you said. I did like King Richard very much, and I am wondering which scene they're going to use when they say, and the nominees are, and they usually play a clip. Which scene will they use in King Richard for that? Because for me, it's when he's refusing the endorsement deal from one of the companies, and because they're white, he's black, and he thinks they're racist, and he answers question with a breaking of the wind on cue and
worst part of the film. Worst part of the film. I was like, what am I watching? This is the worst part of the movie. Everyone loves that. I talked to somebody this past week that saw King Richard, and they brought that scene. I'm like, why would you bring that scene up to me? This is the worst part of the film. I hate it. This is the only part. We'll do a King Richard recap pod because I have thoughts, but I love Will Smith, and this is his one chance. Similar to Gaga, and the fact is, we need star power to save these award shows, better or for worse. And there's some star power in that. But I mean, if you're looking at a big multi-cross star riding that Will Smith, that wave on the King Richard wave as well too, which is a good film. But that's where I pledge my allegiance to in this category. When he competes against somebody in a different category for the Oscar, I'll be less. But in this one, I think he's head and shoulders above of everyone.
Denzel Washington's The Tragedy of Macbeth. One of the Coen brothers is directing that, and that will be dropping on Apple Plus as well soon. Okay, moving on. Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy in a Leading Role. Marion Cotillard for Annette. Alana Haim for Licorice Pizza. Jennifer Lawrence for Don't Look Up. Emma Stone for Cruella. And Rachel Ziegler for West Side Story. Emma Stone was the surprise for me.
See, I didn't think so. I thought that was perfect. I probably could have called that as well too. That movie did really well. They've really supported Disney Plus. Really, that was one of the first ones they just put straight on stream. I think back in April, the numbers were really, really, really good. People liked it. She was great in it. She had a lot of different looks. You know what's funny too? It's this category here, 3 Academy Award winners and 2 people making their debuts. So you know what I mean? So there's some familiarity there. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Cotillard, I've heard she has that movie coming out, like this one here. She's popping up in commercials. She's making her comeback. This is Jennifer Lawrence's first film in 3 years. She's making her comeback. And then, like I said, Haim and Ziegler are debuting. And I'm so glad Rachel Ziegler. I'm like, okay, I really hope she gets it. I hope there's some other acting noms that I went really behind. But I do like the fact that this is her film debut. Spielberg plucked her right out of film school. First time on camera. Like, even when Daisy Ridley did Star Wars, she was in television shows and stuff. Ziegler did nothing. She left a classroom to do West Side Story. So being a Golden Globe and then probably an Oscar nominee is a very cool start to your career.
And of course, terrific performance.
Yes.
On screen. Don't Look Up and Licorice Pizza, like we said before, have not been released widely, so we haven't seen them yet. So we'll certainly talk about them at a later date. Okay, so moving on. Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. The nominees are Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up, Peter Dinklage for Cyrano, Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom, Cooper Hoffman for Licorice Pizza, and Anthony Ramos for In the Heights.
It's a cool category, man. That's cool. There's I like all this. DiCaprio, I bet he's good, and Don't Look Up, I bet he's probably the best part of it. I mean, he's doing comedy for the first time realistically in his career, aside from maybe bits in Wolf of Wall Street where he tapped into it, or Jonah Hill's SNL monologue that he showed up. Other than that, he doesn't really tap too much into it. So it'll be fun to see him do that. Maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood as well. Dinklage, I mean, that's great. He's kind of doing the Cranston thing where you leave a very, very high profile TV show and now you're getting some good awards buzz when Cranston got his nominations for Trumbo. Cooper Hoffman making his debut. Yep. Ramos, I believe, is his film debut too. He's coming off Broadway. He was in Hamilton. My favorite in this, I think Andrew Garfield is head and shoulders. What a year for my guy, Andrew Garfield. He did Eyes of Tammy Faye. He did this. Maybe back. He's back. No, he's back. He's back. Spider-Man 2, he's back. He totally coming through. I think I said to this too. I said I watched King Richard, Ghostbusters, and Tick, Tick, Boom that week, and it's hard. And I think Andrew Garfield was the best performance I saw. Andrew Garfield's on another level in that film. I was obsessed. I can, as a Will Smith homer, acknowledge that I think Andrew Garfield was the best performance I saw this year. He is phenomenal. He does a million things, like musically, dance, singing, character-wise. This manic, he owns everything. He's dialed up to 20. I think Andrew Garfield, head and shoulders, is the best in that category.
Amazing. Okay, Moving on. Best Supporting Actress in Any Motion Picture. Caroline. Nope. How do you say her name? From Belfast. Kate.
Oh,
Ar-
Catriona Balfe?
for Belfast.
Yeah.
Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. Kirsten Dunst for The Power of the Dog. And Juan
Yeah, Anjanae.
Anjanae Ellis for King Richard. Thank you. And Ruth Nega for Passing.
It's funny. Anjanae Ellis has one scene, and it's the scene in the kitchen when she like tears him down. Which also
Right.
that was kind of a scene that bugged me because they kind of acknowledge Richard Williams' other family, but then kind of don't. And I was like, oh, so that'll be her scene when they show that because it's literally the only thing she does. But otherwise, yeah, I mean the two big front runners that I've heard, Kristen Dunst all year. People were saying she was incredible. When we see it, we'll let you know. Belfast, her and Dornan play the parents, and they're both incredible as well too.
Yes.
Ruth Nega Passing was a pretty big controversial film about race, and Ariana DeBose was my favorite. I mean, playing Anita in West Side Story, clearly a role that wins awards and acclaim.
Right.
So she was dialed up and delivered. So I'm glad that she got it.
Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. Ben Affleck. Affleck?
Yeah, Snoop. Snoop had a tough time saying one of the most famous actors of the last 20 years' last name.
And clearly his boy, because once he realized who I was talking about. Jamie Dornan for Belfast. Kieran Haynes for Belfast. Troy Kotzer for Coda. And Cody Smith-McPhee for The Power of the Dog. When Snoop said Ben Affleck's name, I was like, really? For Last Duel?
I've been writing it. I've been, for The Last Duel. He's incredible in Last Duel, too.
Right.
I think, honestly, so he'll get an Oscar nom. He's the kind that his role in The Last Duel is like one of the ones that the Oscars would love. He's got the blonde hair. He's going for it. He's dialed up. He owns every scene he's in. That's great. I just think from the trailer, no one's seen The Tender Bar yet. It's directed by George Clooney. I think it comes out on Christmas. He looks incredible in the trailer.
Forgot all about it. Saw the trailer and then forgot the movie was coming out.
I've been watching this for the whole year. I think this was top 3 when we talked last year on movies you're most excited for. And I had this high up. I had King Richard, One Night in Miami, and that were like the 3 that I've looked at the most. I'm glad my guy's on the comeback tour, like the comeback tour. But Dornan's a good frontrunner. Cody Smith gets a ton. And Ciarán Hinds, I know they might take away from a bit from each other.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. They're both very good.
Because of the 5 here, for me, it's Ciarán Hinds. I've yet to see some of the other performances, but I was watching Belfast, and then I said to you and AB, Belfast is winning every Golden Globe he gets nominated for. You said, Jamie Dornan is the front runner, and I said he's going to be up against Ciarán Hinds for sure.
And he fits the bill, the wise old, being finally awarded by the Academy. Like, I could see Golden Globes or this, like when they gave it to Sly or when the Oscar went, when they gave it to Christopher Plummer, like that's what they love. And he's been around for 50 years. So again, as well too. Yeah.
Next up, Best Director for a Motion Picture. Kenneth Branagh, Belfast. Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Lost Daughter. Steven Spielberg for West Side Story. And Denis Villeneuve for Dune.
Mm-hmm. Maggie Gyllenhaal, 9th woman nominated for Best Director from the HFPA. So,
and 2 in this year.
Well, yeah, Jane Campion was also 93. She was one of like the first. She did the piano, but 2 this year exactly. And then I think there were 2 last year as well too, for Emerald Fennell and somebody else. But yeah, so 2 this year, 2 last year.
Honestly, I liked West Side Story, and I'm the biggest Steven Spielberg fan in the world. But if he didn't get nominated, I wouldn't have been surprised. I've been like, probably, because it was good, but it's his name that's getting nominated.
See, I thought he was locked in. Maybe I was more blown away. I thought his direction was
the movie is fantastic. It really is.
I thought his direction was fantastic. Like, how was he doing that? It was incredible. Some of the stuff.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. Especially since we both watched the 61 version of West Side Story, where it looks like you're watching a play.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
And
exactly.
Steven Spielberg knows how to move a
And he
camera.
had the tracking shots. He's the king of tracking shots. Scorsese perfected it. But I mean, as far as the long range, and then Spielberg was tapped in with, like, again, the upside down and the pan arounds on the big crowd shots and everything moving. Great. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people with this. There's a lot of, second, third time nominees here. Branagh's got the personal story. Villeneuve's making what is, one of the biggest talked about hits this year. This is, tough category. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Right under that is Screenplay for Motion Picture. Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. Adam McKay for Don't Look Up. And Aaron Sorkin for Being the Ricardos. Two directors also, who are not nominated for directing are nominated for screenwriting. Paul Thomas Anderson and Adam McKay, who could have been nominated for director, is my point.
We got to see, of course, I don't know, PTA probably here. We'll see with Licorice Pizza when it comes out wide release Christmas, but because I know there are bits of Hollywood in it. Bradley Cooper's playing the Hollywood producer, John Peters, so it's
not the same as Belfast, but Belfast has several scenes inside a movie theater. The love towards old cinema is in that.
I know, especially with Ricardo's. I mean, you're right. You're looking at that and you're like, those could be the things that sway because they're very film influenced, right? Oh yeah, great. I don't know. We just got to see. We got to see a little bit more here. I mean, there's only one that we both
absolutely
seen.
True. You'll see our opinions of some of these are lackluster because they have not been released wide yet.
Yeah.
So right under that, Best Picture Animated, Encanto, Flea, Luca, My Sunny Mad, and Raya the Last Dragon. That one was surprising. Raya the Last Dragon.
I don't know what else I would put. Where was the Pixar this year? What did they did Encanto? Luca? That's right. Yeah. I saw Disney, Luca. I forgot about that.
Disney straight up is Encanto, and Disney with Pixar is Luca.
Yeah, Luca I saw this summer, and Encanto just came out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, but yeah. Cool. Nothing lackluster. I don't know. Luca was okay.
The thing I'll say about Encanto, the entire soundtrack written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is on my side of our EGOT draft. I know he will be the next person to get an EGOT. He is nominated for a song in the Golden Globes and will definitely.
I forgot we did that bet. We got to go back to that. That's fine. We made an EGOT bet on who would win. So yeah, I forget who I.
As we get closer to the Oscars, EGOT Watch 2022 will definitely be a thing. After that, Best Picture, non-English language. Compartment number 6 from Germany, Russia, and Finland. Drive My Car from Japan. The Hand of God from Italy. A Hero from Iran and France. And Parallel Mothers from Spain. These will definitely be around the streaming areas. The Hand of God is on Netflix. I think I'll give them a view if I can.
Yeah, closer to. Sure. Yeah.
And let's see. After that, we get to the music category. Best score for motion picture, Alexander Desplat for The French Dispatch, Jermaine Franco for Encanto, Johnny Greenwood for The Power of the Dog, Alberto Iglesias for Parallel Mothers, and Hans Zimmer for Dune. I was so excited to hear that one because right after I saw Dune and we got together, that score was still stuck in my head.
Sure. Yeah, that's probably the biggest. I mean, that's the one like people we're talking about, obviously the score for Dune, and like so much of it is visual, and visual goes along with the sound, and that just adds to it as well too. He's the biggest name there. I think, that's probably the best, but of course.
Second going to Alexander Desplat, who for The French Dispatch, no other nominations.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
Of a travesty.
It's tough. It's tough. Sure. I mean, it's tough. Screenplay would have been great. I mean, especially since it's always
about writers. It's going to get an Oscar nomination for screenplay.
Yeah, but I don't know who you could do in acting. I mean, there's a lot with. I thought Benicio was the best part of that. He'd be the one. I don't know if you do Chalamet for that. He's got a lot, but yeah, I mean, it's tough because they're all so small, segmented parts. Sure. But sure, screenplay, you're absolutely right. It's a very talkative film, and that's
when Oscar time comes around. That and House of Gucci are going to get a lot of production nominations.
Sure. Yeah.
Set design and costumes and whatnot. And under that, I think is our last category. Best song for a motion picture. King Richard has the song Be Alive. Encanto has Dos Organtes. Belfast, Down to Joy, a new song from Van Morrison. Respect has Here I Am Singing My Way Home. And No Time to Die from No Time to Die from Billie Eilish. Probably going to be that one.
I wonder. I'm excited. We'll see. We missed out. We missed out on the Beyonce versus Jay-Z watch because Jay-Z also has Guns Go Bang from Harder They Fall. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, are Jay-Z and Beyonce going to go against each other in Best Original Song?" We didn't get it here. Maybe we'll get it at the Oscars. Is the Bond franchise going to go 3 for 3 on their last 3 winning awards? Yeah. So perhaps she's. Yeah, I could. I mean, Be Alive, I know. Down to Joy and Van Morrison's big, but I mean, it's going to be. I mean, Billie Eilish is the biggest name in music right now.
Yeah, for sure. That ends the movie portions of the Golden Globes. Talking about TV, we're definitely going to be relying heavily on what Scott thinks because of all of the shows nominated for anything, I've watched one. WandaVision.
Watched a lot of shows, actually. I don't know where this came from. I watched a lot. Let's go through quick. Everything Succession. Succession's probably my favorite show. I want Succession in the dramas and Ted Lasso in the comedies. And anywhere where they're not, let's go. I don't know. I watched The Morning Show, but it's not particularly good. And then, yeah, that's what I say. But and then Only Murders in the Building, both Shart and Martin. That's great. But I am all in on everything Succession and everything Ted Lasso. One surprising thing I will say, Impeachment, American Crime Story, one nomination for limited series. They didn't get any of the acting noms, which is surprising. Ryan Murphy is a star factory. His always go. I didn't think Impeachment was that good of a season. My one friend said it was the best. There's no way it's better than OJ, which won famously every award. And it's not better than Versace, which also won. Darren Criss won the lead actor and stuff like that. Impeachment nominated. I was surprised because I didn't think it would be. It just aired back in October. So it wrapped its season literally 3 weeks ago. I was surprised. No acting for it. I thought Sarah Paulson was the only one out of that cast. Linda Tripp, who could have gotten nominated. Beanie Feinstein did some good stuff. Clive Owen played Bill Clinton. That didn't get any acting noms, but surprising it still got the limited series. So Ryan Murphy's weight still carries a bit.
Will that one carry over to next year's Emmys?
Well, next year's Emmys, yeah, because it aired in November.
Okay.
So yeah, it literally like September was the debut, and I think it wrapped like literally the week of Thanksgiving. So that'll be next year's Emmys. But again, like I said, I was very tepid on it. I didn't think it was that great. It didn't really have a story structure that seasons 1 and 2 did, where it told differently and came back. And season 2 went backwards, and each, Memento style, each episode leading into the one that preceded it. This was just straightforward. But we'll see about the Emmy time. But that was the only that. The rest, Marv Easttown, huge show. Squid Game got some nominations. Dope Sick just came out. That got nominations too. So, but Succession. All Succession.
All Succession.
All Succession.
And all Ted Lasso. So I think that'll do it for this segment of Pushing 10. Join us next time when we get closer to early January. We'll do our Golden Globe predictions. We'll definitely have seen more of the movies that have been nominated. Everyone watching, like, share, subscribe. Check out everything else that Mack Flash Entertainment has to offer. Any final words, Scott?
Can't wait. It's a marathon. We got to be here for the next 5 months, guys.
There are, several movies we need to see, and we'll be doing that up until early January for sure. So yes, like I said, we'll be back for predictions, and after that, most likely we'll be back with our reactions to who won. So subscribe if you want to make sure you see all of those. Until then, we'll see you guys next time.